Hello, welcome back to another episode of Watch Me Mix. In the last episode, we were finishing up the strings and the horns, and we're ready to move on to the drums, which are the last thing before the vocals. So we'll see how far we get in this episode. Sometimes drums can take a little bit of time, but let's give it a try here. I'm going to start by just ignoring everything I've done so far and just look at the drums under a microscope for now and just take a look and listen to what they're actually doing. You can see for the first part of the song over here, there's no drums happening. And then they come in about halfway through and are big for the middle second half, and then the ending of the song is without the drums. There's just some vocal, bass, piano. So the drums are not prevalent throughout the entire song. Let's take a look and listen here. We have two kick tracks, snare top, snare bottom, two tom tracks, hi-hat, ride, overheads, a room mic, a cymbal. Looks like maybe this was done separately because there's no bleed in this cymbals track. So like an overdub of cymbals and then also tambourine. So let's look at the kicks. Pretty quiet right now. Just the interior kick. And all I'm listening for, like, is there anything wrong with this? Do I need to do anything with it? Let's turn both of them up quite a bit. I want to hear them. It's the out. Here's the in. They both sound great. This one has more slap. This is the more low stuff. Okay, so I'm going to do just real simple EQs on these. On this one, we're going to pull out the top. We're going to have all that top end room noise in the room mics and the the snares and the tom mics. So this is the fundamental of this is somewhere around 50. It's pretty low. And then the other thing I'm thinking, oops, I put that EQ on the wrong track. I want it on this track. Let's see how that sounds. There we go. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. This like super sub stuff. Okay. There we go. Yep. So if you don't have headphones on for this episode, this part is going to be a little bit tricky to hear. It's just very low stuff, but it is there. So the other thing I was thinking is I might throw on RBass on this. This is a Waves plugin that will boost fundamentals. RBass, where are you? Right here. And we're going to choose right around 50. Yeah, okay, and we'll pull the intensity way back. I only need a little bit of this. Yeah, right in there. And then here's the kick in. So this one is going to have the slap in it. And what we're going to do with this one is, I don't think anything really, maybe just compress. Let me go over here where it's louder. Cool, so let me pull this one back a little bit. Okay, so let's look at snares. These are like gated, so I don't have any bleed in these. I don't know if these were maybe triggered or something, but no bleed. What about the bottom mic? Okay, the bottom mic has it. Yeah, it's interesting. These are gated. So no bleed. So let's see what happens here. I just want to play with it. Typically this mic, we're going to want to get the lower stuff of the snare. So this is the fundamental of the snare, right in there. And then I'm going to compress that. I'm going to try something a little bit funky on this. I'm going to do a pretty heavy compression on this. Okay. It's probably a little bit more than I would normally do. I'm just going for a particular sound. By having that heavy compression, you get a little bit more of that smack sound. Output gain down. Okay. And then the bottom mic is going to have the more sparkly stuff. This stuff. So we mix that in. Okay, we're gonna go right around there. Let's listen to kick. It sounds a little bit funky now because we have no room mics, but that's okay. Just going for a balance. Somewhere in there. Before I get into the toms, let's get the room mics in there because that's going to really help. Hi-hats will be good too. So this, only high stuff in this mic. So here's the hi-hat mic before EQ, after EQ. So just trying to get that sparkle. Let's mix it in. We're going to give it a little bit of a pan, maybe 10 right. Okay, and then let's get to the ride. The ride is what he's primarily on, so the hi-hat might get turned down, but same deal here. Let's make sure it's only high stuff. A lot of gates happening in these mics. Not used to that, but that's all right. It's a very dark ride. Okay, let's take a listen. We're going to put the ride off to the left. Hi-hat on. Cool. Now let's take a listen at these overheads. Oh, these have some sort of like a stereo width on them or something. Almost like a phasing happening. It's okay though. And also it sounds like they're reversed, meaning I'm going to put the ride over here on the right, and I'll put hi-hat left just to match what's happening with the overheads. I could reverse them. Maybe 15. Yep. Okay, and then let's listen to the room. I'm curious about this. Yeah, it's good sounds in here. Let me get this crash cymbal mixed in here. Oh, it's like a reverse cymbal. I gotcha. Okay, it's like cymbal effects. Okay, so let's get that mixed in here. Room. Overheads. Cool, let's get this tambo mixed in, and we'll be in pretty good shape here. Just gotta get toms and reverb and all that kind of stuff. That's gonna help the drums a lot. We'll probably get that in the next episode. Yep, we're gonna put this with the snare so I don't forget about it. Hi-hat down a touch. Ride up. Kick up a touch. Take a listen here. Yep, just turning the bass up a little bit there. So really next episode here, what we'll do is we'll get these toms mixed in. And I think what we'll do is we'll probably add some verb and before we get into the vocal, just a little bit and see where we go with that. But yeah, we're in pretty good shape here. The point of all this is we can hear every instrument. That's really the key is as you're listening through, you can hear every instrument. And if I send this to a client, they'll be able to hear all the little things that they did and we can easily turn things up or down. That's the idea. So stick around in the next episode and we'll get into the reverb on the drums and maybe some other instruments and eventually into these vocals.